Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the second Sunday of Easter. Happy Easter to you all, and we may have a short reflection about that. A student once asks his teacher, what is most important for a good leadership? The teacher answers, food, weapon, and trust. You need to make sure that there is enough food on the table. You also need to make sure that you have weapon to defend your country and enough trust from people in you. The student then continues with his next question. If you were to give up one of those three, which one would you prefer to let go first? The teacher says, the weapon. Curious about what would be the most important one, the student continues. And if you were to make a priority between food and trust, what would you let go next? He answers, the food. People may die of starving, but everyone will die anyway. Then the student makes the last questions. Why trust? This very passionate teacher replies, son, without trust, your leadership will fail. Trust is the only worth gaining for your future life as a person. Trust is crucial for each leader in our country. Trust is a big deal for families these days. Trust is important in our relationship with others and friends. Without trust, there would be no peace and prosperity. As Christians, we often talk about trust, but we may not fully understand its uniqueness until we relate it to the faith that we have in Christ. The core of being a Christian is believing in Jesus Christ and living that faith. Easter highlights faith. If we read the gospel stories carefully, Jesus often requests and challenges his disciples to have faith, because faith is important. John the Evangelist is also promoting faith and signs as two important things if we were to believe in Christ, the risen Lord. Today, the whole church listens to a story about the unbelieving Thomas, or some people may say the doubtful Thomas. The evangelist presents Thomas' story to us so that we may deepen our faith in Christ as we learn from Thomas' struggles to have faith in Jesus until he finally confesses in the risen Lord, who says, my Lord and my God. The tragedy that happened to Jesus, his master, made Thomas had lots of doubts. He did not believe what others said to him about Christ's resurrection. That was why he said, unless I see the holes that the nails made in his hands, and can put my finger into the holes they made, and unless I can put my hand into his side, I refuse to believe. Thomas must have had a deep loss and grief that he refuses to be told that there is a good news spread among the disciples or among them in the community. There could be moments in life, brothers and sisters, when our faith in God is challenged, or our trust in our family community and society is fading away, and that we are struggling to regain it. These days of COVID-19 pandemic may be part of it. So brothers and sisters, what is suggested to us from today's gospel is that Christ is present among us, and that having faith in Him is really crucial. The biggest and the very important gift that Christ has given us post His resurrection stories is peace. This peace is a kind of peace that the world cannot give. It is a divine, merciful, and joyful felt peace that leads us to say nothing else than repeating the words of Thomas, "My Lord and my God." And this kind of peace leads us to go back to our family or community to continue to think, promote, and live like the first Christian community in a form of being faithful to Christ and being faithful to the faith handed down to us by the teachings of the apostles. Being faithful to the sense of brotherhood, and that we may practice what we believe in the Eucharist and in prayers. This kind of peace is also peace that leads us to experience and offer the spirit of forgiveness. May Thomas's doubts heal the wounds of all our doubts. And we may also pray that the Lord's words addressed to Thomas, saying, "Doubt no more but believe," may offer us some assurances of God's presence and peace for us at these times.